Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can tell, today we are starting the video barefaced because today we're going to do a little bit of a get ready with me using my February favorites. Usually I don't do a get ready with me like favorite style video because I usually have like multiple products in each category, but this month it kind of panned out that I really don't have that too often, and those that I do have I will just mention at the end really quickly. Ooh, that was really loud. That's my fridge. There's something wrong with it, so I'm sorry if that comes on and off during this video. Hopefully it won't be too loud or too disruptive. Also, I'm sorry if my voice is a little bit hoarse. I am getting over some kind of sickness, so just bear with me on that too. So I feel like this month was a really weird month makeup wise. I had a really crazy 2 weeks with kind of school and all the work that I had to get done. I had like tests and case studies and just like all hit me all at once, so I had to take a complete break from YouTube and Instagram to some extent. So I wasn't really playing with makeup that often, or even wearing makeup that often, to be totally honest. And when I did, I kind of just stuck to what I knew. I didn't really venture out and do any kind of crazy looks. So yeah, that's enough rambling. Let's just hop into the get ready with me. So I think I'm actually gonna skip primer today, and I'm just gonna go in with my Clinique chubby highlighting stick. This isn't really a favorite. I mean, I use it every day, so I feel like it could be a favorite, but this is an item that is actually in my project pan. And the way that I'm getting used out of this is I'm kind of putting it under my foundation as a luminous base. I'm just hitting it on the high points of my face. So I just usually draw that on there, and then I just kind of blend it in with my finger. This gives my skin a bit of a dewy base, which is really nice. I feel like it really shines through when I put foundation on. So that brings us to our first favorite, and that is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. You guys, I feel like I go like on and off with this foundation. Not that I never don't like it, but I feel like I use it constantly sometimes, and then I put it away for a couple months, and then I use it constantly again. So I really love this foundation because it provides really nice medium coverage. I would say it's medium buildable coverage, but it looks really natural on the skin. I feel like it lasts all day on my skin, and even when it does fade, it just fades so beautifully that I feel like it doesn't look like makeup on my skin. Like, it doesn't look like I'm having a makeup meltdown. So to blend that in, I'm just going to use this, I forgot what this is called already. I think it's the Mochi Wonder Sponge. It's from Shop Miss A. It's brand new. I'm testing it out today, so we'll see how this goes. I just like to blend this in with a sponge. I do get some weird little white dots when I blend this in, but I find that when I put powder on and bronzer and blush and all that, it really just goes away and I don't notice it anymore. This sponge is really soft. It might be my new favorite. I'm still kind of on the hunt for my perfect Shop Miss A sponge because their sponges are so incredibly cheap. My current favorite sponge is the Real Technique sponge, which is great. I love that sponge, but these ones are a little bit cheaper, so I'm always looking to save $1 where I can. So now I feel like I have a pretty even layer of that on my skin. Sometimes when I wear just this foundation, I will go in with a little bit more to build up the coverage, but today I'm going to go in with the NYX Total Control Foundation Drops. This is also another favorite of mine. This is also in my project pan, but I honestly haven't really been using it throughout the year until the past couple of weeks. I really like to use this in conjunction with this foundation because it really just does a nice job of adding a little bit more coverage where I need it, because I feel like this does a great job of kind of evening out my skin tone, but I definitely need a little bit more coverage on my cheeks right here and on my chin where I have some breakouts or some acne scarring. So this is a great way to do that without adding a lot of heaviness or cakiness to the skin. So I usually just do a drop here, and then a drop on my chin, and hope that it doesn't fall on my clothes. I'm just going to use the flat side of the blender to blend that out. And as you guys can see, that just added a little bit more coverage. I feel like I'm going to have to go in with concealer over here on these two really dark spots, but no biggie. So next, as always, I'm going to go in with a little teeny bit of my Pixie Correcting Concentrate in Brightening Peach. You guys, I need a new under eye corrector. If you have any recommendations, leave me them in the comments down below. I'm scraping the barrel with this one, and I've been using it for years. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just want to try something new. So now that I've kind of patted that under my eyes, now it's time to talk about my favorite concealer combo this month. And that is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. So I don't know, I feel like that was recently that I did a video on products that I've changed my mind about. This was one of those products. I feel like this is always going to be a product that I love, that I hate, that I love. Well, I never hate it. I go between loving it and feeling kind of neutral about it. And when I tried this concealer, I was like, I don't think I like this. Well, part of it is because I ordered a super duper light shade. I went on the website and just ordered the lightest shade without really even checking out the other shades, because 95% of the time I am the lightest shade, and this one's a little too bright. So we mixed these two together. I feel like this one's a bit more hydrating, but this one has the coverage that I want, so together they are a match made in heaven. So I like to do kind of a stripe of the Maybelline right here, and then one kind of towards the outer part of my eye, because I do get a little bit of darkness there. And then I just do a little dot of the e.l.f. concealer kind of in the middle, right there. Maybe just a little more. And with this concealer, I do like to do one eye at a time, just so we don't get any weird, like, drying, because it would be really bad if that e.l.f. concealer dot dried kind of in the middle and just stuck there. Look at how pretty my under eyes look now. They look so much brighter, so much more awake. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm just going to spot conceal those two little spots I have over here. That's a little better. I've been more into the slightly natural look lately, where I'm not really too overly concerned about my face being completely flawless. I really don't mind if I have a couple acne spots showing through, because I just want to look a little bit more natural. So now that I've got all that kind of applied to my face, I need to set it down. I'm going to use my Essence All About Matte Setting Powder. You guys know this is like my favorite drugstore setting powder, always. I hardly ever put it in a favorites video because I use it every single day, kind of without fail. And I'm just setting my under eyes with my e.l.f. highlighting brush. I'm also going to set my face with that, and to do so, I'm going to use my e.l.f. complexion brush. I'm still using it, even though it's broken. I know, I just need to go buy a new one. They're like $3, and this sucker has lasted me like 5 years, so I don't know why I'm being so weird about it. Alright guys, now it is time for bronzer. So a favorite bronzer of the month has been the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, but I've also really been loving my e.l.f. Total Face Palette. I think this is the Natural Radiance Face Palette. It has a different name on the back, which is kind of weird. But I've also really been loving this palette because it's kind of all in one. It's great for super busy mornings when I just need to get out the door and throw some makeup on. For today, I think I'm going to dip into the Butter Bronzer, and I do want to give a brush a shout out, even though I'm not going to use this brush because it's my fault why I can't use this one. So anyways, the brush that I want to give a shout out to is the BH Cosmetics No. 2 brush. This is from their Rose Quartz set. I love this for bronzer. It blends it out so beautifully and just gives a really nice diffused look. But I'm not going to use this today because last time I washed this brush, I didn't quite wash all of the olive oil out of it. I used dish soap and olive oil to wash my brushes, and so now it's like, it's covered in olive oil. Like you guys can see, my hand is nice and shiny now. That's the olive oil. So I need to re-wash this brush because if I try to apply bronzer with it, it goes on really patchily, but I used it the week before and I didn't have that issue. So for now, I'm going to go in with my Morphe Copper Dreams brush. I don't even know what this brush is called. It's just a nice fluffy brush that I like to use for bronzer. I'm going to hit the perimeter of my face. Don't worry about any harsh lines that you guys are seeing. I like to kind of pile the product on and then I go and blend it out, but I don't blend it out until I do my blush, because then I feel like it all blends together much more seamlessly. So like I said, I am loving this Total Face palette, but today I want to be glowy, you guys, so I'm going to go into my Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten Blush in the shade Tropic Hues. This is in my Project Pan. You guys know this has been a favorite for so long. I think I put it in like 3 consecutive favorites videos, and then I'm like, you know what, we gotta take a break. But yeah, I love this one so much. I love the bit of glow that it gives my skin. I love the tone of it. It's just a good blush, you guys. So what I've kind of been doing with my blush lately is I kind of apply it to my cheeks, and then I take whatever's left on the brush and I apply it to my nose, my chin, and then also I kind of just blend it over where I put the bronzer on my forehead. I feel like this just brings way more life to the face in a really nice way. It just helps me look not so darn pale, because I feel like my face is definitely darker than my neck, but I feel like I have to match foundations to my neck. So this is a nice way to just bring some life back into the face. feel like I'm looking kind of washed out on camera. There we go. That's a little bit better. Alright, so now that I've kind of blended that together, I'm going to go in with another glowy step. I'm hesitant to include this because I don't think you can get this anymore, which makes me so sad, but that is my Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Riviera Cabana. This is just kind of a nice skin tone powder. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, and it is just absolutely stunning. It's my favorite powder to kind of like finish off the skin kind of in the winter and the fall, because it just gives kind of a creamy glow. It's nothing that you can pinpoint, and it's not very intense like the highlighter that I would put on my cheeks. It's just really beautiful and soft, and I think it makes the skin look so fresh throughout the day. For highlighter, let's go in with the e.l.f. palette. Actually, this is a bit of a softer highlighter, but I'm okay with that. Another favorite this month has been this Wet n Wild highlighting brush. I can't stop using it, you guys. I feel like it applies the most beautiful, like, diffused glow. It definitely will give you more of an intense glow, but it's not like a stripe, I feel like. It's just sheeny. I think it's absolutely stunning. And this highlighter in the e.l.f. palette definitely can be. I feel like I've built it up a little bit, so it's a bit more intense, but you can go with a very light hand, and this will just give you a really soft, kind of subtle sheen. Alright, so I'm going to hop off camera to do my brows really quick because I don't really have a favorite there, and then I'll come back. Alright guys, so brows are done. I just used the NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade, and now we're going to move on to eyes. Honestly, you guys, I'm going to keep this whole look pretty simple because I kind of want it to be representative of what I actually wore this month, because it was all pretty simple makeup. I feel like these are all like pretty simple makeup products. Does that make any sense at all? I don't know. I hope you guys know what I mean. But as always, I'm just going to start with my Essence I Heart Color Intensifying Eye Primer. You guys know this is my absolute favorite from the drugstore. It is the only thing that I've found that really like stands up to my oily eyelids, which is kind of a miracle because it's only like $2.50. It's crazy inexpensive, and it does a really nice job of kind of canceling out any discoloration you may have on your lids. I have a lot of discoloration on my lids, and I always feel like if I don't use a tinted primer, that the shadows, especially on this eye, look like they don't blend well because I have like pigmentation like right here. It just looks terrible. So my two favorite palettes of the month were the Persona Cosmetics Color Theory Kit in the shade Pink. I did lots of Valentine's Day looks with this palette, and I love this palette, you guys. I love that it's a curated selection of gorgeous pink shadows, and it's really an effortless palette. You really don't have to think too much when you're creating looks. You can go straight down the line, create a beautiful smoky eye. You could pair these two together for more of a simple eye. You could just put this all over the lid and into the crease for a really like easy eye. I kind of thought about doing that today, but it doesn't really match what I have on. So I'm going to dip into my other favorite palette, which was a favorite last month too. And that is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte 2 palette. You guys know this is the palette that I'm panning this year. Spoiler alert, I haven't hit pan on anything, which is a little disappointing. But I'll have more to say about my project pan in my project pan video, so make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe for that. Here's what this palette looks like, and I think I'm going to go for something really simple and just kind of warm today. So first we're going to go in with this nice creamy matte shade. If I'm doing a super colorful look, I won't go in and set my lid and my crease. Well, I usually always set my crease because if I don't, I get a lot of creasing. It's just kind of the way my eyes are shaped. But for today's look, we're just going to do something soft and kind of blown out, really simple and easy to recreate. I'm sorry if this isn't interesting for you guys to watch. I feel like it would be inauthentic of me to come and share these favorites with you that I've really been doing the same very natural look with and then create something like super avant-garde or out there or dramatic. I'm just taking the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro brush in number 5. This is a really nice fluffy brush. You guys, BH Cosmetics brushes have been a huge favorite of mine this month. I'm going to pull out a couple more at the end of this video and spotlight those ones for you guys because they have just been absolutely fantastic. But for now, I'll just shout out the ones that I actually use in my eye look. So, I think we're just going to go for something super messy and smoky today. I'm going to take a combination of this shade and I think this nice orange shade right here. Tap off the excess, and I'm just going to start kind of pressing this on my lid. Let's start in the outer corner and then buff into the crease. This is not my favorite blending brush in the world. I feel like it does a nice job of placing product in the crease. Oh, this is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro No. 6 brush. Forgot to tell you that. It does a nice job of placing product in the crease and moving it around a bit, but I feel like by the time I'm done with this brush, I still have kind of a harsh line. So I like to go on with a bit of a fluffier brush after this one. So now I'm just going to take that BH Cosmetics Studio Pro brush in No. 5, the one that we used to set our lid, to just buff out my crease a little bit. This is a really, really nice buffing brush, you guys. I was a little bit skeptical because, as you can probably see, you can't see that with the mirror, but as you can probably see, it comes to a bit of a taper, and the other fluffy brush that I have, it's from Morphe, and it is very flat topped, but I almost like this one better. I feel like it does a better job. Now that I've kind of buffed and blended that out, I feel like I want something on my lid, and then I'm going to go in with a lid topper because I love glitter. Even when I'm stressed, I love glitter. So I think I'm going to tap this kind of peachy shade on my lid. I'm just going to go in with that same crease brush because I feel like it's flat enough that it can really do a nice job of packing on shadow. So I'm just going to tap this on my lid. Alright, so I feel like that just turned into one warm brown mess, but honestly, I'm okay with that. It's kind of what I've been into lately. So now we're going to go in with kind of the star of the show, and that is the Milani Hypnotic Lights Eye Topper in the shade Luster Light. They just came out with new ones. I am so excited. I'm definitely going to buy one of them. Maybe I'll buy two. I don't know. They're kind of expensive. They're like 11 bucks, I think. So the way I like to apply these is kind of get a little bit on my finger, and then I like to tap that on my lid. These are not a super intense like glitter. They just kind of leave your lids with a beautiful sheeny sparkle, and I really love that. I just feel like this is a great, easy, everyday glitter to wear. The shade in particular has a lot of really beautiful like pink sparkle. I really hope that's picking up on camera because that's one of my favorite like parts about this glitter. And it does layer on top of itself, so you can go in until you've built it up to your desired glitteriness. And you guys see that only took like 5 minutes, and I feel like it looks like it took longer because we just added that little splash of multi-dimensional glitter. So now I'm going to go in on my lower lash line. I'm going to take that same e.l.f. palette, and I'm just going to dip into that shade and the orangey shade. I'm just going to take that on a little chubby shader brush and blend that under my lower lash line, as I have done about a billion times. You guys see me do this a lot. I just feel like I don't feel complete without something on my lower lash line. I feel like it makes a huge difference in not only defining the eyes, but making them look a little bit bigger. Alright, so now for my inner corner, I want to mention another favorite really quickly, and that is ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Highlighter. I don't know what this is called, but it's in Flexitarian. You guys, this is absolutely stunning. When I want a bam highlight, this is what I go for. It is gorgeous, and I absolutely love using it on my inner corner because I'm so incredibly fair that a lot of inner corner highlights don't really pop on my skin, but you guys will see in a second that this one, it's popping. It's popping, it's brightening. You can tell that it's actually highlighted. I just think this is a beautiful, beautiful product. And I like to apply it, at least on my eyes, with my fingertip. I can get away with using this Wet n Wild brush when I want to use it on my face if I want a bit of a softer look with it. But when you apply it with your finger, you're definitely going to get the most intense application. And then for my brow bone, I'm just going to dip back into the highlighter that we use for the face out of that e.l.f. palette. I'm just going to use a bit of a, like, less densely packed shader brush. This one's from my Morphe Copper Dream set. It's not the right brush that I grabbed. So I'm just going to get a little bit of that on my brush and go up under the brow bone. So guys, this one is actually a new discovery this month, and I love it so, so much. That is the Pearl Essence Rose Water Hydrating Face Mist. So this is just kind of a dewy face mist, and I am super impressed with this, you guys. I got it for $8 at Marshall's, and I think it functions so, so well. It does a really great job of kind of melting the powder and the creams together and making it look very skin-like and making me look very dewy. And the sprayer, guys, look. That is a beautiful spray. It's so, so beautiful. It smells like roses, even though I can't really smell anything right now. It's just a great, great mister. I will never buy like a hydrating facial mist like at a regular store. I'm only gonna buy it at Marshall's now because this is great, great quality, and it was only $8 and I get 8 ounces in here, so I feel like that's a pretty good value too. So I'm just gonna drench my face in this, and then I'm gonna pat that setting spray in with my sponge. So I'm gonna go in with a quick mist of my Makeup Revolution Sport Fix setting spray. This one really isn't a huge favorite, it's just something that I use every day to lock in my makeup. And I tend to use a little less of this one because it tends to mattify my makeup. Today I'm going for a little bit of a dewier look, and I'm running low on that one, so I'm trying to conserve it. And now I'm gonna hop off camera really quick and apply some mascara. I'm just gonna go in with my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. So I'm gonna go apply this and I'll be right back. You guys, I feel like mascara makes the biggest difference for an eye look because I just feel like, whoop, I'm put together now. And to be totally honest, you guys, I've been rocking 2 products on the lips this month, and they're both tinted lip balms. Both of them are from Buxom, and they are their Plumpline, something plumping lip balms. I can't remember the name of them exactly, but I have 2 shades. I have the shade Flushed, which looks like a deeper berry in the tube, but really comes off as kind of a nice, brighter berry pink. It's really pretty. And then the shade Glowing, which looks very neutral in the tube but comes off very pink. So I think I'm gonna go in with Glowing today. These have just been so great to kind of slap on and run out the door. Plus they add a little moisture to my lips, which it's the dead of winter where I live, so I can always use that. And that actually completes the look today, guys. So I have a couple more products to talk about that were favorites, and I have one kind of miss. I'm just kind of like mystified by it. So let's hop into the other favorites and then we'll talk about the miss. So I did say I wanted to touch on a couple of BH Cosmetics brushes specifically. So I already talked about that bronzer brush, and I've also really been loving the No. 3 brush from the White Marble collection. I believe that's what it's called. This is a really great, super dense kind of buffing brush. You guys know I don't really like using brushes for my foundation, but with that Makeup Revolution fast-based foundation stick, I feel like a brush is definitely the way to go, and I really love how this one applies that foundation. And the 2 other brushes from BH Cosmetics that I really wanted to give a huge shout out are the No. 7 from the Rose Quartz set. Again, this is just a teeny tiny kind of flimsy, wispy blending brush, and it is so good for either really placing color in very specific spots on the outer corner, or you can do a little bit above the crease blending. It's a wonderful little brush. It reminds me a lot of my e.l.f. detailed crease brush. Where did that one go? Here it is. So here's kind of a comparison of the 2. I think the e.l.f. one is a bit more rounded and tapered at the top than this one, but they're very comparable. If you don't want to place an order or buy the whole set on BH Cosmetics, definitely go get this one. So my camera cut off, which does not bode well for editing me in a couple of hours, but I'm not really sure where it cut off, so I'm just going to kind of start over. So the next favorite brush is this BH Cosmetics No. 5 brush from the White Marble set. This is kind of a tapered dual fiber paddle-ish brush. I feel like it's supposed to be for highlighting, but I have not been able to stop using this with my more subtle highlights, like that one in that e.l.f. palette that I just showcased, or my Laura Mercier Matte Baked Radiance highlight. I think that's what it's called. This is in the shade 01. This is just a little baby size, but I feel like this picks up just the right amount of product, and it really just diffuses it really beautifully across my cheek, and it doesn't give me that stripe of highlight. It just gives my face a beautiful glow. So technically I only wore this once, but I loved it so much, so I just wanted to give it a quick little shout out in this video, and that is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Arrow. You guys, this is one of those copper shades that flips pink that I just adore. How is that so beautiful? Tell me. Oh my goodness. This is so incredibly stunning. I feel like this is a drier Super Shock formula, which is really weird. But oh my goodness, look at that. I want to wear that on my eyes every day. Every day. It is so incredibly stunning. So the final product I want to talk about is actually a miss, and I want to start including misses in my favorites videos because I feel like it provides another perspective for you, and it just provides good information for you guys. And that is this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So you guys, I know so many people love this. They swear by it. They say it's just like the Tatcha one. I don't have the Tatcha one to test it against, but I don't see anything when I do this primer. I'm not sure if I'm not using enough, or maybe I'm using too much, or maybe I just don't really have pore problems. But I feel like I don't really notice a difference when I use this primer. I see maybe just the slightest camouflaging of my pores, but other than that, I don't really see a huge difference. I even tried smoothing this under my eyes. I thought, oh, maybe it'll help with the fine lines down there, but it really didn't do that either. So I'm just kind of at a loss with this product. Please tell me how you use this. Is there a trick to it? Is there something that I'm doing wrong? I'd love to make this work because I did spend my own money on it, but I'm at a loss for it, you guys. So that's actually gonna wrap up this video. I'm sorry that I created such like a basic look, but this is honestly what I've been wearing this month. I felt like it would be really inauthentic for me to come on here and do something super dramatic and crazy when this is what my face has been looking like this month. I really haven't done much past this. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Sydney. I film beauty videos 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I don't usually sound this stuffy and sick, but guys, please leave me your favorites down below. Let me know 1 product, 5 products. I love hearing what you guys love in the month. Kind of helps me rediscover products in my own collection and add things to my wish list. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for making it through this video because I'm sure it's gonna be long, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.